Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're interested in camping stuff, check out my main channel. We basically did a big 5-day road trip camping with a Tesla versus an old camper van. Anyways, done with the self-promo. Let's get into the charts right now. Now, as some of you know, I haven't uploaded in a little bit, and I haven't really day traded in that time. But in the background, I'm always swing trading because it takes less time. Alright, so I think this is from the last video where I basically draw Bitcoin cycles. Let's prepare for the downward scenario, and I'll tell you why. Just look at it like this. Alright, you have this upward pulse, then from there towards this, low. You never know where the lowest low is going to be, but it's basically the start of this impulse. That's minus, does it say 30? Yes, minus 30%. You have this move up to the good old 108k, Now from there to the recent lowest low, to be honest, it could have gone lower to like here, which I was expecting actually. But it went down to here, which was also minus 31%. If we go to the latest uptrend, now you could already kind of count this one in, it's only 12%, but let's say we went down 31% again, and this would be possible. This is the start of the last impulses, which we would keep the low, so the uptrend would not be broken. Now you might be asking, why am I telling you this? Well, first of all, these are all-time highs. There's no chart data above this all-time high. I couldn't even try to predict where it could stop, going up. But on the way down, we can do such a thing. To a certain degree, obviously, nobody can predict the price. Stay away from those people. If you're afraid you have missed the boat, what you're going to do? You're going to swim after the boat, like buy right now at the top? Or are you going to wait for the next boat? I'm not talking about waiting for a next bear market, but let's say you have $1,000. Where would I put that $1,000 in? Let's go to the hour chart, because at the latest all-time high, we started to range, and the longer you are in the range, just like with compression, the more dangerous it gets. Now, under these lows is something that's called liquidity. I have talked about this in a previous video. Basically, people put their stop loss under here, under here, under here. Basically, the bigger players with a lot of money, they need to get their buy orders filled. So they need to get to these levels with the stop losses. So now, we basically dumped into the liquidity zone. They were finally able to fill their positions, and now we're seeing a bounce up. Now, this is never a guarantee, and because we have lost these lows, it is possible that somewhere in this range, we're going to see a rejection, so we're not going to get past this level, and we're going to bounce off of it, and then what could happen is we go here based on this note, or we could go here based on this note and the top of this. And we would still have the uptrend, but from here, that would be minus 5%. But from where the actual short would probably happen, minus 7%. So you would have a 7% discount. Now, is that a guarantee? No, because we could break through and use this as our new local support and then make a new all-time high, and who knows how high that's going to go, right? You don't want to miss the boat. If I had $1,000, as said before, I would put $100 in right now because you don't want to miss the boat, right? Now there's a possibility you dump, to 111k, which is minus 7%. So you would have $93. Now you can then decide to put in another 100 or just put in 50 and then maybe here another 50 if you reach this level. So you have an average buy, and if you get back to where we are now, which would be your first $100, stay with me, your average buy would be lower, so you would already be in profit, even though you're at the same level as your first buy, because obviously we went down after that. That's basically how I did it through the years, and on the way up I take profit, on the way down I reinvest the profit, and I basically have 50%, actually over 50% profit, and I took out all of my investment, so now I'm risk-free on my Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some small pieces of altcoins. So that's how I did it, and I think it's a pretty doable system. But yeah, on the bigger picture, this is kind of the first zone, if you will, even possibly under 100k. So that would be 15%. And yeah, from there we'll have to see, because this is also kind of a range, so it is possible to dip lower, but the momentum is going and there's no FOMO yet. So there's still a big possibility that if we break the all-time high again, we will go up another 10K above the all-time high. Something like that. This is not the easiest time to invest, but it is still possible. But yeah, if we hide these drawings, upward scenario, I don't know what this bull market will bring, because that's what it is. We are in a bull market right now. And we have the ETFs, which are flowing in a lot of money from bigger investors who usually keep their investment for years. I'm not one to make bold claims, but it is possible that we would reach somewhere around almost 200K peak this bull market. I think this is not financial advice at all. This is just a random guess, and it will be funny to look back a year from now or something. All right, while I'm here, I'm also going to go into Ethereum, because Ethereum has been pumping lately, which is great. Even the ETFs are picking up. But yeah, before I do that, Bitcoin, basically investment somewhere between 110K and 99K. And if it shoots through that, you have somewhere around 88K and 75K. There's definitely no guarantee we will see that level anytime soon. That's why I would do it in steps instead of just investing 1,000 right now, almost at the all-time high. All right, Ethereum. Yeah, baby. A lot of people had given up on Ethereum, and sure, I was a little bit sketched out as well, because obviously 2021 was booming because of the NFTs and stuff. But yeah, that backtested a lot with the last bear market. And yeah, then we had some pumps in the bull market. But yeah, then ETH just kept losing and losing and losing levels. Like if you shorted Ethereum, you would have made 60%. Like from that last top, you went down 66%. But I kept on investing on the way down. As I said, just like with Bitcoin, I actually still have my drawings from last time, which I think is pretty interesting. Yeah, so we kind of kept this range. This was the last resort kind of bounce up possibility. Now, we actually grabbed liquidity, as mentioned earlier, under this range. All the stop losses, we grabbed that liquidity. Yum, 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 yum. And then from the bottom, which is never very fair to measure, but we went up 82.5% from this point. Obviously, from this low, it's way more, but that is insane. So the question is, what now? On the way up, I took profit. I keep rounded numbers of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and when we're at all-time highs, I do take 10 to 20% off of that and keep that rounded number. So if we go up 10%, I take 10% out. If we then dip down 10%, I put 10% back in. It's just also kind of to keep me busy with it. What I am doing right now, as I said, is taking profit, because we are getting close to all of these tops right now. And you already saw that we were starting to reject these highs even before we actually got to it. And just think about it like this. From this point to this top is 10%, but back to the top of this range is minus 24%. Risk reward, people. So if you do get in, don't put all your money into it. Now, don't get me wrong. We're still in an uptrend, and this is the low. This is a higher low now. So all we have to do now to complete this again is obviously make a higher high and then a higher low and keep on going. And then the question obviously becomes, where do you take profit? I would kind of take profit here if you haven't already. And then yeah, if we do beat that, from this top to the actual all-time high is another 20%. Yeah, I mean, it's looking good right now. The inflows on the Ethereum ETF are actually going parabolic right now. If you look that up, it's skyrocketing. And of course, Ethereum is way smaller, so there's a faster growth potential. Obviously, it's not Bitcoin, but yeah, there's a lot of potential in Ethereum, so I still have it. I just downscaled a little bit. So if we do go down 25%, I buy 25% back and a little more, because again, I scaled down that rounded number as well. So yeah, those are kind of the targets for Ethereum up and down. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little analysis. Will we go up or down? The uptrend is not broken yet. So until that is proven otherwise, we are going up. That's what I'm seeing right now. And I'm putting money where my mouth is, because I still have Bitcoin I still have Ethereum. Please leave a like, comment down below what you think is going to happen to Ethereum and Bitcoin in the next 6 months. And if you want any specific videos, maybe me checking out XRP or Dogecoin or something, let me know in the comments. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe and join the Discord. All right, have a great day, everyone. See ya.